Hope, I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling. Really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different than.
The clock is ticking for Jay-Z. A judge has ordered the music mogul to take a paternity test by July 17th. And this time, there's no room for evasion or delay. For over a decade, Remer Satterthwaite, a 31-year-old man who claims to be Jay-Z's son, has fought tirelessly for acknowledgement, answers, and most of all, the truth. This legal due date marks a critical turning point in what has been a messy, controversial saga, one filled with accusations of fraud, cover-ups, and manipulation of the justice system. The stakes have never been higher, and as the days count down, we're left wondering, will Jay-Z finally face the truth?
Regarding that. So at what age then did you start to question, who your parents could be?
Well, I wouldn't say I started to question it, but I said around like 7, maybe 6. And I think it started at 6. And my mom was just telling me that my father wasn't my father. But as a kid, I really didn't look.
Rymer's journey is nothing short of a David versus Goliath story. Armed with little more than the sworn affidavit of his late mother, Wanda, Rymer has gone head-to-head with one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. Wanda, who passed away in 2019, maintained until her final days that Jay-Z fathered her child after an encounter in 1992, when she was just 16 years old. It's a claim she reportedly swore to on her final moments, a haunting detail that lends even more weight to Rymer's pursuit. Despite her testimony and years of relentless effort, Jay-Z has never publicly addressed the allegations, nor has he agreed to a DNA test. For Rymer, this isn't about money or fame. As he's stated repeatedly, it's about identity, closure, and the truth his mother fought so hard to have recognized. But the road to this moment has been anything but straightforward. Jay-Z's legal team has spent years deflecting, dodging, and, according to Rymer, outright manipulating the system to avoid a simple test that could settle everything. Court documents reveal a dizzying trail of dismissed cases, sealed records, and alleged fraudulent tactics. One of the most explosive claims? That Jay-Z's attorneys lied about his connections to New Jersey in order to derail the case. Public records allegedly tied the rapper to properties in the state, yet his lawyers argued he had no ties there, rendering the court powerless to enforce a paternity test. When Jay-Z's own attorney admitted to misspeaking about these properties in court, it raised serious questions about the integrity of the case. How does someone with nearly unlimited resources manage to escape accountability for so long?
I got older and my mom just continued to say the same thing, and she never changed the name. She always was staying with the same name. I'm like, well, Mom, why? Like, as I got to 16, 17, I'm like, Mom, you've been saying this since I was a kid. So it's like, now my mom never lied to me, so why not?
Even more disturbing are the rumors swirling about how far Jay-Z, and allegedly those close to him, may have gone to keep this case buried. Insiders whisper about bribes, falsified records, and behind-the-scenes deals that have helped the rapper stay out of the courtroom. And now, speculation has taken an even darker turn, with some pointing fingers at Beyoncé herself. Could the superstar have played a role in stalling the case to protect the Carter family's carefully curated image? Sources close to the situation suggest that Beyoncé, known for her meticulous control over her public persona, may have leveraged her influence to ensure that Rymer's claims stayed in the shadows. If true, this allegation adds a whole new layer of intrigue to an already tangled web. What is the Carter family so desperate to hide?
So we just fought it. Like, it was never to chase anyone or make anyone feel like, we just trying to come up with a plan to take your money. I don't want your money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm really here to just find the truth out. And it seemed like that was just so hard to do in these courts. Like, these courts are not here.
The July 17th due date approaches like a counting down clock, pushing Jay-Z into a situation he's evaded for years. For Rymer, this moment is monumental. He's spent over a decade fighting for the simple acknowledgement of his existence, and yet the obstacles have been staggering. His late mother's affidavit, paternity tests clearing other potential fathers, and even public records pointing to discrepancies in Jay-Z's legal arguments have all been dismissed or buried. Meanwhile, Rymer and his guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, have faced mounting legal fees, emotional distress, and, shockingly, even alleged intimidation tactics. According to court filings, they claim to have been followed, harassed, and had their property targeted, all while Jay-Z's legal machine continued to outmaneuver them.
It's not just about me. If I gotta fight for all of us, I will, but I won't let the court systems just walk over me. I won't let Jay-Z, I won't let no one just walk over me and tell me something because y'all just saying this. I want the truth. And if we can't go to the Supreme Courts, the regular courts, to find out the truth. What are they here for?
Yeah, all right. We'll get to the legal things that you've been through, the battles.
And just when it seemed like the story couldn't get more complicated, another bombshell hit. Allegations of misconduct that tied Jay-Z to even darker scandals. Days before the renewed paternity suit gained traction, the rapper found himself implicated in a civil lawsuit accusing him and Sean Diddy Combs of harming an underage girl in 2000. While Jay-Z has vehemently denied these allegations, calling them heinous and a blackmail attempt, the timing couldn't be worse. The scandal has reignited questions about his character, his past, and what lengths he might go to in order to protect his reputation. As the public watches this drama unfold, one can't help but wonder if the walls are finally closing in. Jay-Z has built an empire on his name, his music, and his image as a savvy businessman and doting family man. But this case threatens to unravel everything. What happens to the man who famously told us he's not a businessman, he's a businessman, if the foundation of that business is called into question? And what does this mean for Beyonce, who has stood by his side through countless controversies, but has remained conspicuously silent on this one?
And I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
The tension is palpable. Will Jay-Z comply with the court's order, or will we see yet another twist in this never-ending saga? Could this be the moment Rumir finally gets the answers he's been chasing for the better part of his life? Or will the Carter family's fortress of power and influence once again prove impenetrable? As the final moment nears, the tension couldn't be more intense. One thing is certain: the truth, whatever it may be, is closer than ever to being revealed. But here's the thing, rumor isn't the only one. Whispers from industry insiders suggest that Jay-Z's alleged paternity issues may go beyond this single case. According to sources, there are claims that he's quietly made financial arrangements with other individuals who may or may not be his biological children, all to ensure their silence. Non-disclosure agreements, secret payments, and ironclad legal threats. These are the tools allegedly used to maintain control over his narrative. Could there be others out there like Rumir, individuals who've been silenced before they could even share their stories? If true, this would paint a chilling picture of a man who's not only evaded accountability, but may have built a fortress of secrecy to protect himself at all costs. Imagine the emotional toll on those who might be trapped in this web of silence. Young people potentially yearning for answers about their identity, forced into the shadows by the weight of legal contracts and the fear of retaliation. What must it feel like to know your truth could bring down one of the most powerful figures in entertainment, but that speaking out would come with devastating consequences? These claims, while unverified, raise serious questions about the lengths to which Jay-Z's team might go to preserve his spotless public image. And if these allegations of secret payments are even partially true, it would mean that Rymir's fight for acknowledgement is not just personal. It's part of a much larger, more sinister pattern.
Basically, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend. And y'all know, I guess her and her friend stayed to, after the show, he was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. I guess he wasn't too big, but you know, I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that, talk to the people who perform. She said she went up there.
For Rymir, the emotional weight of Jay-Z's silence cannot be overstated. Imagine spending your entire life watching the world celebrate a man who has ignored your very existence. Every time Jay-Z steps on stage to accept an award or appears in a glowing family portrait, Rymir is reminded of the father figure he's never had and the truth he's been denied. It's not just the absence of acknowledgement that cuts deep, it's the contradiction. Jay-Z's image as a devoted husband and father, someone who preaches about legacy and responsibility, serves as a cruel reminder of what Rumir has fought for and never received. How do you reconcile that public persona with the private rejection that Rumir says he's endured for over 3 decades? The psychological toll of this rejection is impossible to measure fully. Studies have shown that unresolved questions about paternity can lead to feelings of abandonment, low self-esteem, and a persistent sense of not belonging. For Rymir, these emotions have likely been compounded by the sheer scale of Jay-Z's fame. This isn't just a man avoiding fatherhood, it's a global icon whose success and influence make him seem untouchable. Every lawsuit dismissed, every unanswered letter, and every court delay has only deepened the chasm between them. What must it feel like to fight for something as simple as acknowledgement from someone whose voice is heard by millions, but who has never spoken directly to you?
I never got anything, so why wouldn't I believe my mom? Like, you know, we could have been settled this, and it only takes a conversation and some words, you know. I'm not a hateful guy. I don't hate anyone. I'm not after nobody. I'm not trying to see no one downfall, but this is just some, you know, some things that just went through court and they just expected me to just sit there and just take what they were saying. I can't.
And yet, through all of this, Rumir has stayed remarkably steadfast. His determination to pursue the paternity case despite years of setbacks speaks to an inner resilience that's as compelling as it is heartbreaking. Still, we can only speculate on how this battle has shaped his identity. Did it make him stronger, or has it left him carrying wounds that may never fully heal? In a world where Jay-Z's name opens doors, Ramir has found himself locked out, not just financially, but emotionally. The absence of answers isn't just a legal matter. It's a deeply personal void that no amount of public sympathy or media attention can fill. The looming DNA test could change everything. For Ramir, it represents the possibility of closure, an end to the questions that have haunted him since childhood. But what if the test confirms Jay-Z's paternity? Would that acknowledgement finally bring Ramir the peace he's been seeking? Or would it open a new chapter of heartbreak? After years of being ignored, would a single test be enough to bridge the gap between them? These are questions that no court order can answer. The truth, when it finally comes, will carry consequences far beyond the legal realm. For Ramir, it could redefine his sense of self or shatter it entirely. And what if the test comes back negative? Even the possibility of such an outcome must weigh heavily on Ramir's mind. After devoting so much of his life to this fight, how would he move forward if the man he believes to be his father is proven not to be? Would he find relief in finally having clarity, or would it deepen the wounds of rejection and uncertainty? The emotional stakes are staggering, and the DNA test isn't just a scientific procedure. It's a moment that could alter the course of both their lives forever.
No, this part is not alleged. Jay-Z and his team, they have been ducking and dodging, taking the DNA.
For Jay-Z, the stakes may seem different, but they are no less significant. If the test confirms Ramir's claims, it would force the rapper to reckon with a part of his past that he's worked tirelessly to keep under wraps. It would also challenge the carefully crafted narrative of the Carter family, a brand built on unity, loyalty, and legacy. But if the test clears him, it too comes with consequences. The public will inevitably question why he resisted for so long, why he allowed the case to drag on for years instead of addressing it head-on. Either way, the DNA test will leave a mark, one that no amount of wealth or influence can erase. Ultimately, this case isn't just about Ramir or Jay-Z. It's about the human need for connection, identity, and truth. Whether the DNA test brings resolution or raises new questions, it's clear that the road ahead will not be easy for either of them. The emotional fallout, no matter the result, will linger long after the headlines fade. But for now, all we can do is wait and wonder. When the truth is finally revealed, will it heal old wounds or create new ones? And then there's the alleged intimidation. The details surrounding Ramir and his guardian, Drulily Coley, are nothing short of alarming. According to court documents, the pair have been subjected to actions that sound like they belong in a spy thriller, not a paternity lawsuit. Unknown individuals reportedly followed them, showed up on their property, and even drove onto their lawn in the middle of the night. The most chilling claim? That shots were fired at their car after Ramir began pursuing legal action more aggressively. Who were these people? Were they random incidents or part of a coordinated effort to terrify Ramir into submission? These are the kinds of questions that make this case feel as much like a conspiracy as a legal battle.
I don't have no felonies. I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that, you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
The idea that these alleged acts of intimidation could be connected to Jay-Z's powerful network is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. If true, it suggests a willingness to go far beyond the courtroom to silence those who threaten his brand. But why? What is it about this case and this young man that seems to strike such a nerve? Could it be that Ramir's claims hold more weight than Jay-Z's team would ever admit? Or is it simply the fear of losing control, of having the public see a crack in the armor of the Carter dynasty? Whatever the reason, the tactics alleged in this case raise serious ethical and legal questions about the use of power to suppress the truth. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. The renewed focus on Ramir's case comes at a time when Jay-Z is facing mounting legal troubles on multiple fronts. The allegations linking him to a disturbing incident involving Sean Diddy Combs have sent shockwaves through the industry, while Jay-Z has strongly denied the claims, calling them heinous, and accusing the accuser of a calculated smear campaign. The timing couldn't be worse. These allegations have opened up a floodgate of scrutiny, forcing fans and critics alike to reevaluate the man behind the music. Could these scandals be the beginning of an unraveling, the kind of fall from grace that even the most powerful can't escape?
You can be in love with someone, you can love someone and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications.
It's a stark contrast to the image Jay-Z has carefully cultivated over the years, that of a self-made mogul, a loving husband, and a doting father. But what happens when that image begins to crumble? The ties to Diddy's legal woes add another layer of complexity to this already tangled web. The two moguls have long been seen as untouchable, but now, with both facing serious allegations, their empires seem more vulnerable than ever. Could this be the moment when the facade cracks, exposing the machinery behind their success? Or will their wealth and influence once again shield them from the consequences that others would undoubtedly face?
Celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah.
As we look at the bigger picture, it's impossible not to wonder how this case will end. Will Rymir finally get the answers he's been fighting for since he was a teenager? Or will Jay-Z's legal team find yet another loophole to delay, deflect, and deny? And what about the other whispers, the rumors of silenced voices and hidden truths? Could this case inspire others to come forward, or will it serve as a warning of the dangers of taking on someone so powerful? The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for Rymir, but for anyone who's ever felt silenced by the weight of wealth and influence. What's clear is that this story is far from over. As the court-mandated DNA verification deadline approaches and the specter of even more serious accusations looms over the renowned artist, the upcoming weeks may unveil truths that could profoundly impact the entertainment industry. Will the truth finally come to light, or will the Carter family's fortress of secrecy hold strong? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, because this is one saga that's only just beginning. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep watching, because in the world of celebrity scandals, the truth is often stranger than fiction.